Hello to everybody. I'm Andrea Laghi. I work for Keesy. Keesy is a startup that has a team of 10 people working hard to give back time and save time to the host. So as Keesy, we are the first 24 hours automated check-in and check-out service. Let's see what happens out there.
This is you, enjoying doing nothing, relaxed, contented, and comfortably wealthy. No problems, no worries, no doubts. Or at least, that's how you imagined you'd be when you started renting out your apartment. When you thought, the house is there, so what could possibly go wrong? But as we know, reality is very different. This is Eric and Magda. They're English, it's their first time in Italy, and they're your guests. And because of a major unforeseeable event, they're late.
Hi.
Eric and Magda finally arrive and get ready to check in. You are fluent in English and this part doesn't worry you. But there's a detail we haven't told you. Magda is Chinese. Magda is very precise and she wants to go over all the terms of your agreement together.
Yes.
Now, all that's left to do is authenticate their documents, complete the records, recommend places for your guests to visit, show them how things work in the house, take payment. We don't have cash, only card, and then finally you can go to bed. Oh no, sorry! First you need to explain to Magda how to use the toaster.
So this is what happens out there. So we want to be the one that give back the chocolate time to the host. We are the ones, somehow, that are the missing part between the booking and the visit of the guest in the vacation rental industry. So we want to represent and be the best in class for in the vacation rental industry for the last mile. What we do take care of? We do take care of the self-check-in, of the payment, of the deposit, of the key handling. And on top of this, we also support in many other things, such as the luggage storage. Let's see how it works. So I mentioned that we do take care of the self-check-in. You know, you were not used in the past when you take a flight to do the self-check-in by your place. Now you can do that also in the vacation rental. So easily you use your smartphone, you do the check-in, so the host doesn't have to take care of all this side of more bureaucratic aspect. So he can simply stay at home and waiting for introducing himself or the apartment in a following moment. During the check-in phase, there is an important, unique thing that we do take care of, is that we do take care of the ID verification of the main guest. That means there is a person in the remote that do the double check of who is doing the check-in. This guarantee more security. Once you did the check-in as a guest, you arrive to the place and you can go to one of the Keesy touch points called the Keesy Points and Keesy Street. The Keesy Street is a sort of vending machine you can find in the streets where you can just show up with your QR code that you have received after the check-in, and you just get your keys that are inside a sort of a caveau that you can find on the street. Otherwise, you can go to the Keesy Point. We already opened one in Florence, one in Rome, and one in Milan. And actually, it works pretty well. And this is a good way to have a sort of more welcoming place for starting the visiting of an unexplored city. There you can have out of the key handling, obviously, also more facilities such as free Wi-Fi, battery charger, luggage deposit. So all the things that should be useful for a guest for also managing the early check-in or the late checkout. Once you get the keys, you have also to go to the apartment. So you can use the Keesy app as a guest also to have more exploring of the surrounding of the city or the videos that explain how the utilities of the apartment work. So far, we, in less than 18 months, we are here. In the first 6 months, from the idea to the first opening of the beta test store in Florence, more 6 months to validate that actually the market could accept the idea. 6 more months to get new features, and on top, preparing this new format called Keesy Street, the vending machine for the key handling. We already achieved quite good results. We are working on more and more stuff, such as the integration of the reservation with the OTAs, partnership for the smart access. So our business model is based on selling to host and property managers the single use of the Keesy box or subscription. We want to grow up with 3 pillars. One is, again, to widen the perimeter of our clients throughout the smart access, providing the digital services. And on top, we want to be present in all the cities, all the touristic cities, whether through direct openings or throughout partnerships, sort of a franchising. On top of this, upselling and cross-selling activities throughout the events. Let's see how it ends.
Goodbye, long waits. Goodbye, messages in the middle of the night. Goodbye, toaster problems. From now on, Keesy is here to make renting houses a pleasant experience for everyone.
了解之后，我能够说 Keesy 真的好用。
That's it.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Andrea. Dragons.
Hi.
Hi.
This one I really don't get, sorry.
Okay.
I'm an Airbnb host.
Yeah.
I'm hiring a service to take care of my flat that I'm renting out on Airbnb.
Correct.
There are quite several companies out there who provide that type of service.
Yeah,
Why would I go for one that aims for automation instead of experience? Isn't Airbnb about experience and local touch and everything? I'm new to the city. Like, it's already hard for me to find your flat, and now I need to find the key box before finding for the flat. How does that work? Like, aren't you like risking that these travelers are going to give me a 1-star on review?
We do not want to take out the opportunity for a host to introduce himself or to make the experience actually to the guest. Whether we want to take off the bureaucratic stuff of the check-in, such as the signing of the term of condition, the city tax payment, everything that is very bureaucratic and quite boring, and to let the host be a real host and welcoming. That's the idea. And throughout the smart access, so domotic house, it's easy also not to pass throughout the Keesy points, but go straight to the apartment.
This seems really complicated for single owners. I mean, I could see why groups would potentially want to use that, but for single owners, it seems overly complicated.
Well, so far so good. We see that many properties managers, including in Florence and in Milan, want to use us because they save money, first of all, because our subscriptions are less costly than bringing a person there, such as B&B, Sitter, or other players. And on top of that, they got everything with the notification and the emails of all the documentation they need. So also in terms of administration, they get a lot of savings.
Andrea, we have a question from Richard.
Thank you. First of all, semi-controversial, I think you should beware of the cultural stereotyping that's happening in your videos. I found it quite stunning. But I'd like to know about what is when you think about opening a new Keesy point, there's obviously a fixed investment each time you open up one of those box centers. Can you tell us about the cost of that and how many rentals and returns it takes to break even on one of those?
Yeah, okay, the break even is in less than 2 years. The way we want to go, whether throughout partnership and direct openings varies, obviously. For us, it is the vending machine style is a way to lower a lot the cost. We're talking about less than 20,000 euros to open it. In terms of the video, our message wanted to be offensive at all. We wanted just to stress out in a dramatic way that we we try to lower down the barriers of the languages, nothing else. So eventually, apologies if I offended anybody. That was not my intentions.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to do. It seems a little impersonal. So maybe shifting a little bit more the part about not being welcoming, but more to the efficiency of maybe a checkout might make more sense. I don't know. I mean, it just seems it seems like if you're wanting to bring in someone into your home, you want to be there.
5 seconds.
Well, I didn't get the question, actually.
There wasn't one.
Yeah, it wasn't. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Andrea.
Bye.